Hey everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the first session of the afternoon of day one. I'm Andy Harmon. I'm your host of the App Dev and Runtimes track. Next up we have Angel and Chetan. I know the agenda has Graham in there. Chetan is going to take his place for this session. We're going to dive into some fun details around the Watson Code Assistant and the power of building new cloud native Java applications. So just a reminder, please post your questions in the chat. We've had some great conversations going. We'll have folks monitoring that along the way. And without further ado, Angel, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Andy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope everyone's off to a great start to the week. I'm so excited to go ahead and be joined by my partner in crime, Chetan. We represent product management for watsonx Code Assistant. And today we're going to go ahead and talk to you about the future of generative AI, the future of software development, and the future of how all of this ties to IT automation. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk to you a little bit more about watsonx Code Assistant. When we thought about watsonx Code Assistant, it started with, why did we want to become a developer? Was it because we loved debugging code, documenting code, or running endless tests, or cleaning up someone else's code? Probably not. Or was it because we wanted to write code, problem solve, innovate, be creative every single day? That's probably more like it. And so with this in mind, we had a radical idea. Can we turn the work of coding into an art form, into a craft? I'm excited to share that the WCA, the watsonx Code Assistant revolution, is here. Let me tell you more about it. Our watsonx Code Assistant portfolio starts with our foundational code assistant, watsonx Code Assistant. It allows you to go ahead and do general purpose programming with a special focus on Java modernization and Java development. We did this because we believe we know Java better than anyone else. We better. With over 10,000 customers on our WebSphere, JBoss, and EAP runtimes. We also know Ansible better than anyone. We better. We spent $34 billion on Red Hat, and we believe we know how to go ahead and accelerate the automation and the creation of Ansible playbooks. And we believe we know the mainframe better than anyone else, and we can go ahead and accelerate your mainframe modernization. All of this powered by our foundational IBM Granite models. Why am I excited about IBM Granite? I'm excited, and you should be excited because it's open, performant, and trusted. It's open. We saw the value of being open with DeepSeek and the ability to go ahead and move fast to enhance developer efficiency. Our models are designed not only for scalability, but allow us to execute on our strategy of fit-for-purpose models so that we can go ahead and take our foundational Granite code models and fine-tune it for the areas we know best. Java, Ansible, mainframe, and then thinking beyond, as you'll see later today. And finally, in this world of generative AI, trust is the most important thing. And if you see our IBM Granite models, we've gone ahead and published detailed papers on the data that went in and how we went about producing them. We have IP identification, and we're leaders in responsible and safe AI. This all comes together in a coding assistant that's made for your enterprise, with AI-powered coding tasks to do code generation, code explanation, the ability to go ahead and have free-form conversational chat, available in VS Code and Eclipse so you can work seamlessly within your workflow, modernize your Java application so that you can go from Java 8 to 17, have pre-built check commands, and leverage our code similarity checks so you know that our code never infringes on GPL code, available on SaaS or on-premise. The way we build is we think about the software development lifecycle in everything that we do. It starts with first understanding your application and your runtime environment, helping you plan based on the analysis of the application code, transforming this code for optimized design and architecture with the combination of advanced automation and generative AI, validating this with tests your developers would create themselves, deploying this with automated processes, really exciting. This is what we're going to get into, and helping you maintain this with runtime insights. With watsonx Code Assistant, you're going to get those real-time AI code recommendations, so you can go ahead and accelerate your developer productivity in over 100 programming languages by generating single-line, multi-line, or entire functions of code. You're going to be able to chat with your code and ask it simple questions. One of the big things of when you're assigned an issue is being able to go ahead and access documentation, ask for code explanations about an application that may have been built 10 or 15 years ago, or generate these unit tests, all in English, and soon in many other languages. Because we know legacy programming languages best, we are able to go ahead and lean in on that expertise and scale that approach so that you can go ahead and have an understanding of your code base. So you can gain a view of the external dependencies that may be impacted and start planning how you're going to go ahead and scale your application, scale your development, or modernize your application. We know that one of the biggest challenges for enterprises around the world is this impending Java doomsday around Java 8 support. WCA helps accelerate that specifically by leveraging the hundreds of Java champions and thousands of Java developers that are part of IBM to go ahead and build a proprietary fine-tuned large language model that can help you go from Java 8 to 17 or 21. And for our esteemed WebSphere customers, go from WebSphere to Liberty, our latest runtime. With that, I want to go ahead and share how we can put this all together just to go ahead and build a net new application. And then you're going to hear more about how we do this for IT automation. Without further ado, here you go.
IBM watsonx Code Assistant. Your development teams get everything they need to code smarter, not harder. The enterprise-grade AI Code Assistant combines the power of generative AI with advanced automation to help your teams understand their environment and plan for modernization, transform their code with the help of generative AI, validate new code with generated test cases, deploy modernized applications with automated processes, and use runtime insights to support the entire code lifecycle. Here's how it works. Let's say you need to add a new front end to a Java application built with Spring Boot and MyBatis, but you're not familiar with the app structure or functionality. In fact, when you first run the app, you encounter an issue. And although the Spring test report has identified the root cause, the purpose of that file is unclear. Here's where watsonx Code Assistant comes in. Using the code explanation feature, you can get more context on the entire file and see the specific method that seems to be causing the issue. watsonx Code Assistant reveals that an incorrect status code is being called here. After fixing the code, you can run the test again and verify that everything is now successful. The fix has been quick and easy, and you haven't had to disrupt the workflow of anyone else on the team. Plus, you can then use watsonx Code Assistant to add natural language documentation into the code, so future work can go even faster. Now it's time to create a new front end for the app. In a new chat window, identify the API endpoint for watsonx Code Assistant to use in its code. Next, instruct the AI to generate a script for creating a new user. For additional context, you can show it how to call the specific endpoint via the terminal. After pasting the generated code into the HTML file, you can run the app to check for any errors. In a matter of seconds, the AI combines a new API endpoint created in Java with a curl command from the terminal to generate the JavaScript for use in the new HTML form. But what if you'd like to fine-tune the user experience? watsonx Code Assistant can help with that too. First, let's make the code a little more professional. Simply ask the AI to separate the script into its own file while maintaining context from the existing chat history and other existing files. Next, you can verify that the functionality is still correct. Now it's time to improve the visual appeal. In a new chat window, ask watsonx Code Assistant to create a style sheet to make the UI look nicer. With these adjustments, your form looks much better, and the styling is neatly organized within a style sheet. In this next example.
Okay. Really exciting what we're building, and we're just getting started. What I love about this product is that it's developers building a product for developers. And I'm proud that IBM is being a leader in this space, and that we're leveraging our technology and we're using it ourselves as client zero to go ahead and ensure that tens of thousands of our developers are leveraging our generative AI technology, our watsonx Code Assistant, to accelerate their developer productivity. We use it, and we've seen how teams that inherit old code bases are able to save 90% of their time in understanding and documenting code. We see it in our CIO office that needs to go ahead and modernize hundreds of Java applications. In just an exercise of modernizing 50 of them, they were able to save 9 developer years using code understanding, Java upgrades, test explanation, test generation to go ahead and accelerate that 9 developer years. And we're just getting started. But more importantly than that, what I love about what we do is we do this in service of our developers and our customers. We've been able to work with RCube to go ahead and transform and modernize 80% of their traditional WebSphere code automatically into Liberty and increase their test coverage to 90%. We're working with Westfield Insurance with our Watson Code Assistant for Z to help them modernize their mainframe. And we've already seen how we can go ahead and help them reduce by 80% the time it takes to understand an application. And a nice segue into the next portion. I'm really proud of the work our team is doing to go ahead and help the water corporation. We all need water. And soon enough, developers will all need WCA, and how they're leveraging our IT automation capabilities to cut development efforts and associated costs by 30%. So we're just getting started. We're leveraging advanced automation and generative AI. We're adopting that first internally, and now we're providing that to our customers. And with that, I want to go ahead and share what we're going to go ahead and do for the future of IT automation. And I'm going to pass it off to my partner in crime, Chat. Chat.
Thanks, Angel. Hi, everyone. I'm Chetan Hireholi on the product management team of watsonx Code Assistant. Let me start by sharing my screen back again. Okay. Okay. So we are looking to expand watsonx Code Assistant across IT automation. By extending WCA to empower DevOps and SRE teams, we will accelerate the deployment and maintenance of software and infrastructure. Today, we have Terraform and Ansible, which are the most popular tools used by these teams to configure, deploy, and maintain their software systems. These tools are used for infrastructure provisioning, orchestrating operations activities, maintaining infrastructure configuration as code, and implementing resource life cycles. And you can see how really important these tools play in the life of a software life cycle. We envision WCA to assist these teams in increasing their productivity in these tools. What we have today is watsonx Code Assistant for Red Hat Ansible Lightspeed, or simply WCA for Ansible, which is developed in collaboration with Red Hat and IBM Research to infuse Gen AI capabilities into Red Hat Ansible automation platform. Ansible is an IT automation platform that simplifies and automates tasks like provisioning, configuration management, application deployment, and orchestration using human readable language like in a YAML format. With WCA, it simplifies the process of Ansible playbook creation through pair programming with AI in the navigator seat, providing AI-generated recommendations. The challenges we see today are automation developers often face inefficiencies due to manual and repetitive tasks. Many organizations struggle with a limited pool of Ansible developers who are experts and who can only create and manage automation content. And ensuring the reliability of automation content is critical. Clients need to trust that the automation process will perform correctly and securely without introducing risks. WCA for Ansible addresses these critical client challenges by generating high-quality Ansible content with IBM's purpose-built Granite code model, accelerate automation scripting and with natural language to Ansible AI-assisted tasks, match content with potential sources for trust and transparency using the content match feature, personalize content generation via prompt tuning of the base IBM Granite code model to implement organization best practices. And WCA for Ansible, it easily integrates with the Ansible extension on VS Code, meeting developer where they spend most of their time. This slide gives an end-to-end overview of how WCA for Ansible works. The product meets the developer where they are with a plugin in the Ansible Visual Studio Code extension, where developers input their prompts directly in the code editor. Prompts are sent to Ansible Lightspeed service, where it anonymizes the data and further it sends to the WCA for processing. The suggestions are sent back that are powered by the WCA model. It is important to note that all the data in transit is encrypted and temporary, so users can be confident to trust the service during the exchange. In terms of data security, customer Ansible playbooks and customized models are stored in customer-owned cloud object storage and are not shared with IBM, Red Hat, or any other customers of IBM. Let's dive into a quick demo of how WCA Ansible works. I'm on VS Code, so I have installed the Ansible extension, which is available today and is published by Red Hat. I go to settings to quickly enable Ansible Lightspeed. So the Lightspeed URL it comes with the extension, it's default, and I just enable the suggestions over here. Really simple check marks, and I'm good to go now. So I want an Ansible playbook, and the first feature I want to demo is single task creation. So this playbook configures web servers. So what I want to do is really install HTTP package and Apache web server. So as a Ansible developer, I know what tasks are required for this automation and for this installation. So I go ahead, I create this Ansible playbook, and I just type in my natural language in English of install HTTP package. I press enter and I let Lightspeed spin and present me the code over here. You can see that the code suggested by the model follows the best practices. It follows the fully qualified collection name, as well as I don't need to really Google search or really browse the internet to which is the perfect collection of module which suits my problem. So with the natural language processing, WCA for Ansible makes this really easy. Similarly, I'll just go ahead, create another task. I type in, okay, what needs to be done again? Here, it's just a copy of functionality. I press enter, and Ansible Lightspeed suggests me with a new with the code. What we can also see is, let me enable this Ansible tile over here. So using this, I can really see that for every task that I run, I'm able to notice that the code similarity that product gives you. It gives you that, okay, for this particular installation task, I've seen these 3 matches. So it points out to this particular URL in Ansible Galaxy, and it gives what license it carries and what's the match score and what are the data sources for that. It gives the developer an understanding that, okay, this matches the code given to us by the model, and they're free to go to that website and see if is that the same kind of code that has been written, additionally helping the developer to quickly completing the task. So this was single task, so approaching task by task. And what if the Ansible developer is an expert and they really know, okay, what are all the list of tasks for the automation? They know the complete list. They just need to input it at once. So the next feature is multitask generation. Here, the developer inputs each single task separated by an ampersand. It's the same example. I just added it in one single comment line and I press enter. So the complete prompt is sent to the model along with the playbook name and the host name, everything. So the complete playbook is sent to the model just to add more context around it. So we can see the complete, all the tasks are available over here, as well as the content match for everything is also displayed. So this is approaching the playbook task by task. So what if someone really need to create a complete Ansible playbook by scratch? So this is really helpful if someone is newly learning Ansible and they want to see, okay, how can I really achieve this? How can I create an Ansible playbook? I don't need to really care about indentation because it's a YAML file and every indentation is valuable over here. So I click generate a playbook. So it takes the user to a really good guided experience where they can post the automation goal of what they need to achieve. Let me pick something over here from this example. So create an ISS website on port 8080 and 8081 and open firewall. I click on analyze. So this automation goal is sent to the model and it comes back with a plan. It comes back with the list of steps, what needs to be executed in order to do the automation. It's loading. Yeah, let me try to come back to this again. Okay, here it is. Yeah, there might be some network delay. Sorry for that. Yes. So here we can review the suggested steps. So again, it is in plain English language. It's easy to read. The developer understands what are the list of steps which requires to be in the playbook. I go ahead, I generate the playbook, and here it is, a preview of the complete playbook. I open that in the editor. So the complete playbook is presented in the open editor, and it's good to save. So again, you can notice that every task over here is best practices. It's fully qualified collection name, and all the post-processing. The post-processing is mainly applying Ansible lint and ensuring that the Ansible content produced by the model is always industry-leading best practices. And this is the good, efficient Ansible playbook. So we saw how we create tasks and how create playbooks from scratch. And let's also look at the explanation. So Ansible Lightspeed provides explanation. So I just need to click explain current playbook. Let me hide this. So this playbook is sent to the model and it comes up with the explanation. What we see over here, this explanation is divided into certain parts. It gives the summary, the high-level summary of what the playbook does, prerequisites required. It doesn't really scan the user environment, but it makes its best guess based on the context of the playbook, what should be the prerequisite for running this playbook successfully, and then followed by task explanation. So a really handy tool if someone new is joining the team and there's a lot of tech debt in the team and there are a lot of old playbooks over there. So using playbook explanation and task generation, they can easily identify what the playbook does and what the automation is all about. So what if our organization or your team has certain inbuilt custom collections that are not available over there in the internet? So that means the model has not seen it because the model has been trained on Ansible Galaxy, which is a community-driven website where everyone pushes their collections. And you can also find certified collections and modules in that website. So in that cases, WCA for Ansible has customization. So you can customize the IBM base model using the WCA Tuning Studio, wherein you get your playbooks. You run the customization tool. We have an UI for that, which actually you don't need to be a data science or carry any customization or machine learning expertise. Every setting has been done in the backend. So you just bring your data and tune the model, and you get the model ID, which you deploy in IBM Cloud. So I've skipped that deployment and tuning process. I have a custom model ID over here. But let me first run just a plain playbook just to see the before scenario. So this playbook does a very simple deploy cloud infrastructure. If I've written create an OpenShift cluster, I have this output over here. But what if the organization uses infrastructure, they deploy all their infrastructure on IBM Cloud. So they also have, while they write such task, they always have certain parameters that needs to be included in these tasks. So all this is missing because it's in-house built and IBM, the base model has not seen it because it's not public data. So let me take this custom model. I will go to Ansible extension settings, Ansible Lightspeed, and I can override the default model over here. There are two places, so I'm overriding over here, which means the model override is only on my local setup. Whereas if all the testing is good, the administrator can actually replace the default model with this new model ID. Meaning, so this newly tuned model ID will be available to all the developers who are part of this Red Hat org. So I've replaced the default model ID. So let's see how different the model is. So I'll just keep this as it is. I'll run this task again. And what we can see is a difference in task over here. We see that this time, the model is suggesting me a task from IBM Cloud Collection Container Cluster. And okay, I can see a lot of parameters that the team usually uses while creating an OpenShift cluster. So you can notice the difference from the default base model and what are the differences with a custom base, with a custom tuned model. So in this way, you can really have your custom inbuilt modules and collections as train the model with it and get specialized output. Okay, so this ends my live demo. Let me continue back to my presentation. All right. So we partnered with Ensono. So Ensono is a IT expert technology advisor and managed service provider located in the United States. So we have partnered with them. They were early adopters of the WCA Ansible tool. What they do is they deliver world-class managed services by streamlining IT automations with the help of IBM and Red Hat. Ensono currently serves over 300 clients, including Fortune 50 companies, and has a strong expertise in cloud-native applications, mainframe modernization, and AI-powered automation. Let me take you through of how they have used Ansible, WCA Ansible in their organization and the differences they noticed. So a little background. So Ensono relied on custom Ansible automation configuration for client environments. Client environment grew, Ensono faced challenges with system interdependencies, the risking configuration drift, troubleshooting issues, and increased cost. On top of that, everything was manual. Ensono partnered with IBM and Red Hat to streamline their automation platform, leveraging their expertise in automation and cloud-native technologies. A centralized hub for automation content was created, and best practices was integrated, facilitating data cleansing and direct database migration. What they noticed significant improvements in 100,000 plus hours saved for developers, 28 million tasks executed over 158,000 jobs. They simplified integrations, reduced infrastructure sprawl, accelerated release cycle, and improved consistency. So this resulted in enhanced client incident response and resolution, leading to high application availability and improved performance. Ensono's automation platform transformation involved the roles of creators and developers. Creators, they identified creators as subject matter experts who create playbooks with their technology stack, whereas developers will, upon working with creators, will develop those modules and be more in depth with Ansible content. This transformation led to further improvements in enhanced collaboration between creators and developers. They standardized and streamlined the automation content creation process, and they increased the efficiency in SMEs to Ansible creator transition, leveraging all the speedy features of WCA or Ansible. So future plans working with Ensono, what we have is Red Hat, we plan to have customized model for Ensono. So we are really working with them to create a customized model for Ensono. Ensono is also organizing this AI playbook challenge powered by WCA Ansible internally, so they can drive this culture of automation and drive this adaptability, adapting this AI technologies with everyone. So here's our view of what we think is WCA for IT automation vision for 2025 and beyond. Here's an holistic orchestration across the complete infrastructure lifecycle. What we saw before is how WCA Ansible helps the SREs and DevOps team to really config management and install certain packages to the infrastructure. We also are partnering up with different teams in order to accomplish more activities and revolve and address all those pain points around SREs and DevOps engineers. Today, WCA can already recommend Terraform and Ansible content to developers, since it's been trained on 116 programming languages, which also consist of Terraform and Ansible. We want to work with newer cases that revolve around DevOps and SRE persona. We want to come up with a bespoke solution that addresses the pain points encountered during the various phases of software development and maintenance lifecycle. Along with infrastructure and configuration management, we planned WCA to be integrated with observability and automation tools like IBM Instana, Turbonomic, and IBM Concert. WCA can help add automation context to these intelligent tools in some of the use cases, like helping generating scripts and Ansible playbooks for automated incident responses, generating new config scripts that reflect the automated changes made by the tool, and also aid in compliance regulation. This year, we will work towards some of this vision and work on a prototype at the end of this year. With the tools, you can have a look at the trial WCA. There's a 30-day trial which provides 150,000 tokens and which has an integrated AI chat and all the goodness of file referencing and in the demo what we saw earlier. For WCA Ansible, it comes with a 90-day trial So for which you should need a AAP license in order to activate the IBM's WCA coding assistant. So that's all from me. Thank you, everyone. Angel, back to you.
Thank you, Chetan. I hope you got an incredible opportunity to get all the insights that we're building here with WCA. The WCA revolution is here. We're excited to go ahead and bring value. Chetan shared how you can go ahead and get access to it. I also shared on the chat. You can reach out to us directly on LinkedIn. We're excited to go ahead and support and accelerate your software development lifecycle. Thank you so much. Andy?
Angel and Chetan, thank you so much. Love seeing the interaction. We're out of time for this session, but again, please remember we'll have an office hours at the end of the day, 2:30 Eastern time. So feel free if something pops into your head after seeing some of these sessions, the speakers will be available to answer any questions in conversational style during those office hours. By now, you probably know the drill. There should be a survey. Please provide us some feedback on the session. Let us know how we're doing. Join the IBM Tech Exchange community, and of course, select your next session. That's all for now. Again, Angel, Chetan, thank you so much, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes.